Hello, I'm gonna share with you who I am and whom I become. This is the outside and the inside of a long journey. I'm a psychiatrist, I live in Argentina, and I have an independent practice working with people affected by ADHD. This is part of a stubborn journey I started 20 years ago. I was attending an APA meeting in Miami in 1995, and as usual, I ran into the wrong conference room. I refused to get out, part of being hard on my mistakes, and part because I had some obsessive traits. Nobody knew me, but I thought it was going to be really unrespectful. So I stayed there, and as much I am concerned, I think now 20 years afterwards, that was the right place for me to be. And I'm so thankful, not only for that mistake, also for my obsessive traits. So I was there, and as much as this guy was talking, and as much as this conference was coming out, the issue was ADD, attention deficit disorder. It was a neurological disorder that affected kids. It was childhood psychiatry, obviously not my specialty. But as long he was talking about all the symptoms, I was just figuring out how much alike my then 8-year-old boy was that symptom and that disorder. So when this conference ended, I really went downstairs to the bookstore and literally I bought every single book that had ADHD in its title. And I had to face two severe consequences. One was that I had to be paying for my overweight luggage, and it was really dollars and very expensive at the time. And the second one was my personal guilt, because I wasn't able to read everything I bought, because most of that was not really related with what I was doing. And then the passion I got, the really understanding came to me about my own undiagnosed ADHD. And I remember really grateful for those moments, because I read, I studied, I spent hours, I downloaded material, I had every book, and I was passionate about learning about ADHD. The more I did, the more committed I got. And then I got to go to many conferences. That was a very expensive investment, but a very good one. And I was not only listening to these professionals that were the guys that I was reading their work and their research. I had the chance, and at that time I would say the audacity of waiting outside the talk and the conference and the corridor. Myself, a very young Latin American psychiatrist, not doing research, that just was willing them to give me an advice. So I would just take this minute also to thank each of this person that were able at that time to make the choice of stopping by just to get in touch with me. So I would say we had lots of coffees afterwards, and dinners and breakfast and lunch. And we shared some personal and professional experiences. But I would say thank you for all of you. I would say Joseph Biederman, Jeff Prince, Thomas Brown, Russell Barkley, Nora Volko, Gabrielle Carlson, Lily Hetchman, Pat Quinn, I would say so many of them, just Jeffrey Kohn, Jeffrey Newkern, Peter Jensel, Joel Neig, and many of them that were able to stop by. So thank you very much. You made the start of this big journey be worth it. And I had then, after a while, the most difficult and courageous decision I had to face, because I needed to drop what was my safe and daily practice of a standard psychiatry office, because I thought at that point I needed to dedicate my life and the 100% of my time, professional time of course, to ADHD. And that's how I had to go through that part. It was pretty hard because I had a lot of criticism that came from the outside professionals that were sharing with me different academical environment, and also being fooled by colleagues that I think they were just joking about that I was talking about something that did not exist. And my own husband that said not only that he did not believe the truly medical research that was talking about ADHD, he thought at that point that my decision was like kind of a professional suicide. And here I am. And not only surrounded by hundreds of family that I want to thank because of their support and because they truly believed in me, and that I would like to say thank you to. But also because I'm here in charge of my own ADHD, in charge of my life, and in charge absolutely of my own income in a big house with 5 kids, now 2 not living with me, but that is a lot for an ADD adult. And for me, the most important thing now is not just sharing my academical turning point. It's what I really want to share you is whom I become, because it was the moment I was acknowledging that even though I had been graduated from a medical school that was the most prestigious one in Argentina, a public school that I was graduated with honors I never believed in, I was experiencing that there was something left in me. It's like I had to make the second choice. At that point, I was 41 years old, and I decided that even though I had a family I cared for, a profession and a practice where I was working and earning money, and I had all these chances to study, there was inside a lot of suffering every time I faced failure. And failing was like following me every time I performed, because my executive functioning was affected by ADHD. So I decided to better me. And I had to outcome my own resistance, because I thought, why should I be on meds? If I am graduated, I had a family, why? It's just, are this methylphenidate pills going to make any change in a 41 years old adult brain? And here I am. And not because I want to tell you that I am in charge of my family and talking to you, because I am 100% committed to ADHD and advocating every single time. But I met with my real self. And that was the day I bet on me. And I accepted who I was, and I'm committed with being compassionate with me and working a hard time of every single day. So my message here is that inside of us, when we're not having the chance of an adequate diagnosis and treatment, lives who we really are. It's not that meds are changing who we are. Meds can really put ourselves aware of the real us. So I want to share with you all these parts of the journey. And I started to do this in Argentina in my Spanish speaking talks, but I thought it was time for me to open this sharing space with you guys that are English speaking, and you come next. So thank you very much, and we will start to exchange part of this journey that I want to share with you. So goodbye.